One. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Robot Underpants. This is your old pal Langley, here once again with Spin.
I bring the mood lighting, David.
Also joining us, as always, is the Starman.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that. Not even for $50.
What about $40 for 15 minutes?
Inside joke.
Inside baseball talk with Langley, Spin, and Starman. No, this is the Robot Underpants Show. We are live on the Google Hangouts on air. If you're watching us there, you can leave us a comment and tell us that you're watching, because we have no idea how many people watch.
We got this.
We got this thing, but we don't really know what's going on with it. Anyway, what's going on, everybody?
I have a new chin. Do you like it?
No, chin out. Remember, it's chin out.
No, there is no need to put the chin out, because you can now get
Chin implant.
chin implant.
Chin plants.
What is that?
This is all the rage, folks. I have, by the way,
rage.
I have my chin implant is this this goatee beard thing. If I actually don't have it, I don't have much of a chin at all. So I have like a faux chin going on. Yeah. So chin implants are on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
Evidently, up 71% in 2011. That's
Up 71% from what? 2?
Since 2010, I guess. That's 20,680 chin implants total in the
What?
U.S., according to the Wall Street Journal.
Okay. Does anybody know anybody that has a chin implant?
Not in this room.
Negative.
I don't know. But you might know somebody. I don't know.
I don't know
Evidently
anybody that
the-
has a chin implant.
Evidently, they're relatively inexpensive. Like less than $2,000, you can get a chin implant, which is probably part of the reason. Oh, the Wall Street Journal says, or they speculate. Actually, they don't speculate, but somebody, group's president says, I don't know who this is, suggests that the reason may be that more people see themselves in video chat technology. And, quote, they may notice their jawline is not as sharp as they want it to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm all self-conscious.
I don't know.
I think you guys are all right.
And look at you cheating by hiding that.
I don't have.
Yeah, shave it. Shave it right now.
Yeah, come on. Right,
Shave
yeah,
it live.
right now.
I've done that a few times, and it's not good. It's not good at all. I have to hide my non-chin under a beard.
I just have to make a little comment. You
Double
said that you don't know how many people watch our show. I just got +1 for my share of this hang-up by somebody that I don't know.
And by the way, we're big in Saudi Arabia. You misspelled underpants, by the way.
Oh, nice one.
Underpantons. Now nobody can figure out what the show. What's the show called? Robot Underpantons.
That's in another language for all the people that are non-English speaking that hang out.
Oh,
With
so
Crimson Chin
translators.
technology.
Crimson Chin.
I'm gonna name my fake chin David.
We need to get Tara Strong on the show.
I need to be shaved, David. Tara Strong.
She does Timmy Turner.
Aha.
I don't know what that means. That sounds.
She also does a voice of Langley's favorite show.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do.
Does anybody know who Tara Strong? Without Googling, I know you're all out there getting ready to type stuff into Wikipedia. No.
No idea what you're talking about.
Tara Strong, actually, she's done a ton of stuff, actually. She was Batgirl,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I knew her 10 years ago when she did Riku for Final Fantasy X.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's the
11
one with
years
the
ago.
blonde hair and the braids and the real
Yep.
punky chick kind of thing.
You
Okay.
bunch of nerds.
And
what's his name? He does the guy in the dog in Adventure Time. DiMaggio, John DiMaggio. He did a voice in Final Fantasy X also.
He only does one voice, really. It's Bender.
Yeah, I know.
Always Bender.
and yes, she is Twilight Sparkle in My Little Pony, which you should have known, Matt. I'm just saying.
Yeah, if I ever saw the show, maybe I would know.
Thank God he doesn't say you should have known that, Mike.
He's only saying that because that's his favorite show.
You should have known that also.
No, I should.
I'm
not
an
have known
academic.
that.
I know everything.
Sure.
Right. Spin
I
is
actually get
a
into
closet brony.
arguments.
weird.
I get into
learning this
arguments because
morning.
when I'm explaining the phenomenon to somebody else, I have a little voice coming from the other rooms, and then you don't. That's not what bronies are. I'm like, go to your room. I'm educating the internet. So there we go.
Right.
Welcome to All About Bronies.
Yes, we're gonna start a new show.
Brony underpants? Oh, ew.
Oh,
Ooh,
no.
no, scratch that.
No,
Can
no,
we?
no, no,
can,
no,
oh,
no,
sh-
no.
We can't fix that in post, can we?
Dear God, no.
Ugh, I need to wash. Excuse
My
me.
little underpanties. What? No,
Oh, hey.
that doesn't sound good at all.
Nope.
I wasn't even on the list.
Oh, you know what we should mention at the top of the show here, even though we're probably slightly past the top of the show. In immediate news, Dick Clark is no longer with us.
Yeah.
The Dick Clark robot is gone. Although they
Very
could.
sad. I grew up listening to him and watching him on American Bandstand.
Dick in the
Wow,
box.
you're old. Dick in
Oh.
the box. Yes.
I
believe
it's too soon. Too
We stole
soon.
that joke from the internet.
Yes, I think that
soon.
came from Fark. He could get an H on his head. Be like Arnold Rimmer,
I'll be stepping out of the show now.
who is also a hologram. Come on, we just got finished watching a dead celebrity perform on stage out of R2's whatever.
That's true. That's true.
And that was pretty freaking incredible, actually.
Yes, Coachella pulled out the Tupac hologram, which looked pretty damn good. I don't know what it looked like if you were there. Is this one of those things that you have to like watch the big screen to see him, or what? How
Well,
does this work?
did they use steam, water, or something to make it look like it was floating in air, or was it on a screen?
Yeah, I'm not fully sure.
Hmm.
I thought it was on the stage. I thought they found a way to do it. The company that was putting it together, it was something like $100,000 to $400,000. They couldn't specifically say.
And when is this going to be the next iPhone? Help me, Obi-Wan.
Save that for your show.
No, I want my phone, so when I get a message to have a little hologram pop in and says, "Help me, Augie Ben Doggy, you're my only hope."
Wait, what is that? Some weird sick pet name?
Augie Ben Doggy?
What is that?
Langley
From
gets it.
Wars?
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll kiss $3 goodbye. No, that's from Hardware Wars.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, if they put a projector on the top of the phone, maybe they can have it on a little like hinge, and it flips up, and then boom, everything just hovers right up here. You'd be like, "Help me, Obi-Wan
Oh,
Kenobi.
yeah.
I need Tupac," and then voila, it happens.
And then Tupac shows up.
Hey man, Snoop Dogg does GPS instructions. Like, oh yeah, lean to the left for shizzle, and you can get it.
You might not want to be here.
At most.
Yeah. Oh, this neighborhood for real.
Yeah, so they can pull out the Dick Clark robot or hologram for the Rockin' New Year's Eve. And the thing is, nobody said this is just bad taste. This is poor taste. This is stupid. What are you doing? Everybody's like, that's great. Like Tupac's friends and relatives were like, yeah, right on.
Because you know what though? It's because of the context of who it is. If somebody was like, I want to get a holographic John Benet Ramsey.
Oh, no.
People will be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Yeah,
no.
but Tupac, that's cool.
So at some little girl pageant, they're gonna pull up the John Benet
Oh,
to do a
yeah,
little
that
dance.
would be all over the news.
All right, I'll
how
be stepping
horrible,
out to the
horrible.
left.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
That's
Uh,
not good.
I
No, the
guess,
thing
yeah.
about Dick Clark is that everybody loved him. He was a nice guy, and when you say things like, "Oh yeah, they've booked the hologram of Dick Clark for Rockin' Eve," I don't really think that's in bad taste. I think that's actually quite respectful because he's been doing it for 42 years or something like that, and the timing of the hologram just seems to fit.
Do you think like they could do that this next New Year's Eve, or do you think that's too soon for that?
I think it's too. I think in reality, I think it's too soon.
I think people might be a little like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to have a tribute to him.
Yeah. Well, Ryan will be on. Ryan's got a job for life, I think.
He already sucked the life breath out of Dick Clark a long time ago.
Dick Clark had this thing of that he seemed ageless, right? And I think actually Bob Costas is the new Dick Clark because he's got that, like, you've been around a million years, you still look 27.
Pat Sajak, same thing.
Does he? Well, I thought Pat
I don't know.
Sajak's eyes were recessing back into his head a little. I mean, we can look it up, I suppose.
I just remember watching Wheel of Fortune a couple years ago and going, Pat Sajak and Vanna White look exactly the same as I remember him as a kid. And I don't
Yeah.
watch that show.
Yeah, I don't
just
either.
happened to catch it one day, and I was like, they look exactly the same. These people got to be in their 50s at least, right?
So here you go. Here is an old black and white of Pat Sajak.
All right.
Fair enough. Kind of young,
Looks a
kind of
little-
kind of spunky.
All right.
Okay.
A little
He
nerdy.
starts, I guess, they all start to blend together.
Yeah.
Like, I think I remember him looking like this.
Yeah.
when
His hair
the
got a
show
little
was on.
weird. His hair got a little weird in later times.
But yeah, his hair is kind of doing...
Nobody can see this if you're listening to the show, but
If you're listening, you can't see it. But for those of us
You
that
can
are
do it,
watching
Google it.
live... you
yeah,
can see
it starts
Yeah,
to get that
I mean,
weird.
The hair is doing a weird thing, but he doesn't look terrible.
He's getting that weird televangelist hair.
Yes, I would agree. Pat Sajak.
I was going to say he's got that Michael Douglas look going from Falling Down.
He is 65 years old, and here's a picture of him on the Wheel of Fortune video game. Ah.
Great.
Right. Okay.
Just,
Well,
you know.
So, I mean, they were dragging Dick Clark out up the last year, or this year even, I think, didn't they? Didn't he make an appearance?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's always, ever since the stroke, it's never been quite right.
Yeah. I know.
What, the hair or him
No,
being
just
rolled
the
out?
Dick Clark robot.
Oh, right. Animatronics. Hey, Disney's done a good job with that. They got all the presidents, you know.
Oh, there's so many segues, I don't even know where to go. So we'll go with the robot thing now, right? Okay, so
All right, let's do the robot thing.
The robot, the Dick Clark robot, we could see that, I guess. So the Prometheus, did this just come out, this latest trailer?
About 2 or 3 days ago, yeah.
Okay, they've been releasing some trailers. I haven't been paying attention too much.
Oh, shame on you.
I know. I don't know why not, but I just haven't. This is because this is Ridley Scott, right?
Yeah, this is Ridley Scott's telling of something that happened in the same Alien universe. From what I understand, if you remember from Alien and Aliens, they landed on LV-426. This is, I think if I remember correctly, LV-226. So this is a different planet. And they find the same ship with the same stuff.
Sounds like a lot of math, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already lost.
continue.
Anyway, the company in Alien and Aliens was Weyland-Yutani. And nobody really knew much about it until maybe Alien 3. Well, no, in Aliens, you learned a bit about it, but you found out the bishop actually came from one of the executives at Weyland-Yutani. Prometheus takes place before Alien because the name of the company in this movie is the Weyland Corporation, and one of the characters in the movie is Yutani. So all this is starting to tie together towards the story of Alien. And so this sort of
was an android.
Bishop was an android, as was Ash from the first film.
Oh yes.
And so they have this pseudo fake commercial of the and I can't remember the model of the android in the commercial, but they have a commercial for it as if you were watching it on TV, sort of like a short infomercial about the android, and I can do what some humans may think is immoral.
I have
And of course
emotion, Dave.
yeah, it's obvious that they're leading towards something that's going to be in the film.
And if you, I mean, go watch the trailer. It's like a guy interviewing the robot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it starts out they're unpacking the robot, right?
He's got styrofoam peanuts stuck to his face, which you know is how it would always go down. You get it from Amazon, right? Your new human-sized android, and then you got to pick all this stupid styrofoam crap out of your head.
Even in the future, they haven't found a better way to pack anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's still styrofoam.
All those
robot.
twist ties that are screwed with like the little piece of plastic, like all kids' toys. Come on, do better work.
So yeah, so the thing is, the guy's name is David, and he's kind of got the same tone of voice as Hal from 2001. And I think the whole look of it is a little like 2001, actually.
Yes.
It's very clean.
I was very
None of that-
confused by that little Minesweeper thing that he was playing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Very.
It looks good. Are there going to be aliens in this?
There's going to be references to the xenomorph in it. There is going to be some sort of creature in it. I don't know if the alien itself is going to be in it. In the latest trailer, there's a very quick shot of what seems to be, you know how in in Egypt, they have like hieroglyphics on the wall and carvings. There seems to be a large carving of the xenomorph somewhere in the film. So it'll be interesting to see how they tie this whole thing together.
Well, that first trailer, that was going and doing the whole, all of the cultures throughout time had the same pattern. So, okay, now I remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Hmm.
So.
Okay. I mean, and the way that like I said, I haven't been watching the other trailers, but this one very specifically talks about the AI and the robots that act like humans a lot, which immediately made me think, and with Ridley Scott, of course, made me think of Blade Runner and Replicants and all that.
Space Jockey.
Space Jockey is apparently going to be in this film.
That came from one of the commenters on the stream. So, yes.
Oh, somebody's watching.
Which stream are you looking at comments from?
I can't tell. I think it was on one of my reshares.
Fair enough. Will there be space herpes in this?
Space herpes.
Wow.
I need an echo. The knob is too far away for the echo.
Talk about a vague reference.
When are they going to remake Ice Pirates?
Ice Pirates? Yeah,
movie.
I don't know.
No, they'll remake everything else. Why not?
They're remaking Outland. I mean, of all the... Outland was like one of those nothing films from, 1978, 79?
I mean, at some point you would think, because Mel Brooks always goes back to the well, we should probably have another Spaceballs at some point, right?
Right.
Well, I'm still waiting for Spaceballs 2, the quest for more money.
Which is what will eventually happen, no doubt.
With 30% more assholes surrounding Darth Helmet. What has Rick Moranis been doing lately? Anything?
He cashed in.
Retiring.
He doesn't need to do anything else.
Yeah, he's done.
But will they bring him back for Ghostbusters 3? Ghostbusters 3 news.
It's like a recurring segment now.
It is. We've got to follow up on all Ghostbusters 3 news.
Right here.
Bill Murray says...
Now, in Ghostbusters 3 news. Last we heard, Bill Murray said, I put the script in the shredder or something like that, right? No way.
And that was not true.
Evidently not.
But it sounded good.
What does he have to say there, Michael Gaines, a Starman?
He was doing an interview in Chicago radio, I believe, and he said now that it's a possibility that he would be in the third film. There you go. What that means, I don't know.
Ghostbusters, he said only, quote, well, it's a possibility. Then quickly moved on to promoting Wes Anderson's Moonrise Kingdom. Does he just do Wes Anderson movies now?
I don't know, but I mean, for him to say it's a possibility probably means that he and Dan had a chat, and I guess it all depends on a script, because
and money. Come on,
well, yeah, but he has money. They all have money. They don't need to make a Ghostbusters 3. I think I might have said this when we were talking about it before. Ghostbusters 2 sucked. It just did.
Yeah.
The Ghostbusters was such an amazing, funny film. 2 sucked. You just want to end it on a good note.
It didn't have the trilogy magic.
Well, yeah, and
no trilogy.
And even if it is 30 years later, you just want to, or 25 years later, you want to end it on a good note.
So you want to come back and make a good one? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I want them to come back and make a good one to sort of say, look, 2 was a mistake, and yeah, we can make a third one that's good. And
when you come back that much later, it makes me wonder if it'll be any good at all. Like the time may have been good past.
Look, I mean, not to bring it up as a segment, but I mean, they're making a Bill and Ted 3, and Bill and Ted 2 was awful.
Will Death be in it?
I don't know. They're saying he might. But Bill and Ted, I mean, the first one, look, it was silly. It was an 80s film. George Carlin was in it. It was cute. I liked it. Bill and Ted 2 was just pathetic and wrong on a lot of levels. Do we need a Bill and Ted 3? No, not necessarily, because the first Bill and Ted just did not have the cultural impact that Ghostbusters did. So I really don't give a rat's ass if they make a third one or not. But it would be interesting to see what they do with these characters 30 years later.
Well, yeah, I mean, Keanu's all about doing it, and Bill Winters.
Guys walking around with walkers.
Alex Winters.
Yeah, Alex Winters.
You kids get off my lawn, I'm going to put you in the Iron Maiden.
Has there been any movies that have come back 25, 30 years later and been good?
Tron Legacy.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a good one.
Fair enough.
But that's the only one I can think of. I mean, look what
Uh,
happened with Godfather. I heard Godfather 3 didn't do so well.
Yeah. What about the two Jakes? I like that movie.
You know, not a lot of people ever talk about that, so I
No,
don't
because
think it
people
did
don't
very
realize it's a sequel to Chinatown.
well. Well, that's true too.
I didn't know until I watched it, and I was like, I mean, I was pretty young when I watched it, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Oh.
But no, Star Wars. I mean, look at Episode 1.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Indiana Jones. Terrible.
Terrible. I was watching it the other day on TV. It was on cable or something, and it's even the script and the dialogue was just awful.
Bad.
And now they're thinking about
I mean,
making a fifth one.
I do. Yeah, I know. I can almost kind of get through the Crystal Skull if I would keep remembering that it's supposed to be a spoof, kind of. Not a spoof,
It is?
but like a not a spoof, but like. I mean, you got to remember that those movies were made based on serials, right?
Yes.
And so in the 40s, it was based on 40 stuff. When they get to the 50s, they get to 60s. Well, was it 60s? 50s?
60s.
Was it the 60s?
Yeah,
I guess it was.
62 or something like that.
I mean, that's what movies and things were like in the 60s, so it's almost like he made it like a movie from the 60s. And I think Lucas forgot how he made...
I don't remember any fridges getting nuked in the 60s.
Yeah, but no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the movies from that time. Like, look at Plan 9. Look at any of those movies, right? Any of those TV shows from that era.
Right.
They're goofy and corny like that. And you got that whole sci-fi element going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Lucas, I blame Lucas. I don't think it was Spielberg, but Lucas forgot how he made the first ones, or Spielberg forgot. And Lucas had more to do with it. And so he's like, I remember it being like I kind of ripped off these other things. So from the 50s, let's rip off some 50s movies. And he went and watched some 50s movies and went, this is how we do it. And they watched some bad Plan 9, whatever, some bad 50s movies. And
you know, you say that, but then there are some good ones. There was Forbidden Planet. There was War of the Worlds. I mean, they were good movies for the 50s.
Well, that's it, for the 50s.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember the War of the Worlds remake. I think I own it, but
Oh, it's
I
terrible.
just don't. I mean, I'm sure it's terrible.
It was the premise was so dumb. Is that these things were under the ground for all these years, and after all the drilling that we did and all the construction in all these towns, nobody found a freaking ship. Really? Really? I'm done.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So the only way I can get through.
Well, if it makes
Crystal
you feel
Skull is
better.
trying to- Yeah, pretend.
There is a sequel in spirit to Rebecca Black's great video, making her work a masterpiece now. Did you see Hot
Spirit?
Problems?
I
Girl
did.
Problems.
I just.
Two girls decide to get a video made called, Hot Girls Have Problems Too. And they're basically riding around. It basically is two shots, them in the back of a car, presumably a limo, but it's probably like, a Sentra. And
It's an
then,
Oldsmobile.
Or Prius.
right,
It's a Cutlass Sierra.
a Brougham.
Nissan
Yeah.
Stanza.
Jeez.
Hot girls have
All right.
problems.
Corolla?
too.
All right.
all right, I'm done.
And then it shows like they're
Oh.
driving down a street, which I guess is Vegas. I don't know, because teen girls rock Vegas, right? In that
Sure,
way,
right.
Whatever. And the thing is that they're singing in their regular voices. The video, it's fine, whatever. As far as production technical things go, but the video was actually posted by, I guess, the production company that said, "We are only responsible for the video. We are not responsible for the audio. Just so you know, this is not indicative of our work, and we'll let their singing stand on their own." It was, I mean, I don't know what is a worse premise. Today's Friday, and tomorrow's Saturday. Yeah. Or hot girls have problems too. Actually, you know what? No, we don't. So, you suck. I mean, wow.
It's bad. It's pretty bad.
It had to be said. But it certainly, I sat through the whole thing. I made myself sit through the whole thing, and I don't know if I am a stronger man as a result of that.
We need somebody
through
to
most
figure
of
out how much energy was wasted of the entire planet watching that video.
I know. How big is the hole in the ozone now?
Yeah. because people were watching that video.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just bad.
It's bad.
We brought that up. Why?
I don't know. There's
Because
really
we
nowhere
were
to
talking
go
about
from that.
sequels, and we were done.
I'm just kidding.
What you want to do to get away from that is get in a tube transport. It will take you from New York to, what is it, Beijing in 2 hours, right? This
Oh,
What if
that-
you have to go to the bathroom?
It's 2 hours, dude. You can hold it for 2 hours. Come on.
We got like 15 minutes, and I like gotta go, but I can hold
What
it.
are you, my dog? Come on.
2 hours. Yeah, I'm gonna start scratching. Need to go out.
I drank 3 drops of water. I gotta pee. I gotta pee. I gotta pee. I gotta pee. I gotta
That's
pee.
how it works. It's like the beer seal. Once you break it.
My dog broke that seal when he was born, and he's not been able to stop.
Well.
So this company, ET3, wants to build this maglev tube, evidently. Frictionless maglev. 1.5 meter diameter tubes.
Right.
Like frictionless sharing.
It's et3.com. Yeah, so the initial speed of the systems would be 370 miles per hour for state trips and 4,000 miles per hour for international travel. That will allow passenger or cargo to travel from New York to Beijing in 2 hours. It's a network like freeways, except the capsules are automatically routed from origin to destination.
Unless it's just somehow tied to like the space elevator, so it's like you're in the giant, those things at the bank drive-throughs where you go and you put your money in and it sucks it up and it goes. Maybe it like takes you up to the top of a mountain and drops you under the water and then you come out and then poosh, up the space elevator to a planet we'll never visit.
There are
really
so
doesn't
many
say
problems.
Where these things are going to be built.
Well, underwater,
It says,
what?
it
Well,
says
what if it
space
gets
travel on
stuck?
Earth.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, if the thing gets stuck, what do? Do you call somebody and they show up in 2 hours?
You're right.
Fix it.
We'll be there
In the
between
meantime,
5
you're
minutes.
stuck.
I know.
It is actually like those bank things. It says it works through a vacuum.
Okay. What kind of vacuum do you need for that? Is it like the one out of
Nature.
Spaceballs?
Maglev abhors a vacuum. I don't know. It'll never happen. Why?
1-800 Druidia.
Yes, exactly.
Yogurt, they're great.
No one's going to build this. Nobody can build it. At least
They're
nobody
selling
here.
licenses.
Our end won't be done. It will just be like this hole. It'll be like the hose with like the screw end cut off and you're too lazy to fix it. We can't even get transit right in America because, first of all, the way it's designed is insane. And also, we love our cars too much. A bunch of us were talking today about driverless cars. Someone's like, oh, how long do you think it'll be before we get driverless cars? Yeah, you can have them when you pry the steering wheel. When my wrap steering wheel is pried from my cold dead fingers.
I'm all about the driverless car because I want to take a nap.
Well, all right, Eric, though, as a parent, how many times did you want to take your hands off the wheel and just turn around and say, you kids, you stop what you're doing or I'm turning this car around? And then you can actually say, computer, turn the car around.
Computer, turn the car around.
But you
Port
can't.
block.
You can't point at your kids because you got to keep your hands on the wheel.
Well, what about, so you both have kids, either of them driving? Either of you guys have driving kids?
No.
No.
What about when your kids start driving? Would you feel more comfortable in a car, how it's
No,
going
because I know they'd probably find some other stuff to do in the car, and it would just be like a moving bedroom.
Oh, no.
And I'm sure there is some button pushing involved. But you know what? We love cars too much. We love, doing stuff.
I like to drive, but there are times in the morning when I'm going to work where I just like to continue sleeping and let it take that hour drive and get a nap in. I'm not against the driverless car, especially when I'm going to be wearing the Google goggles.
We can't get a high-speed rail without a bunch of drama. We can't get flying cars, even with vinyl bodysuits.
Yeah.
Because that's sort of, I guess, a prerequisite.
Or I guess we just wait for our robots to drive us around for us.
Or we just sit back home and log into work from the PlayStation or the Xbox. Your stupid me shows up at a meeting.
I'm waiting for my.
Oh, that was Sims. I'm sorry. We had a question over on YouTube, but the guy asked if he could ask a question. So I'm like,
and go. Gala.
Now we got to wait for the question.
Schenectady, go.
Go on,
Out the air.
Schenectady. So anyway, the tube transport sounds, I don't know. It just feels like one of those retro inventions of the future. It's like the thing. Paleo Future is one of my favorite blogs. It's actually part of the Smithsonian Network now, but it was a blog site. It was a site that the guy who wrote the blog, or whoever wrote the blog, it was, here's the predictions for the future back in like 1910.
Yes.
Or 1950. So in 1950, some magazine like, I don't know, Harper's was like, in the year 2000, the little lady will be making a sandwich with the assistance of this robot and her video device.
Is the robot named Pseudo?
Yeah. Obviously. Trapped in time. I get all the hard topics. It obviously didn't work out that way.
Tell us about the future, Spin.
We did have video phones, so there you go.
Well, we're getting there. Although it turns out
Tube travel, really? That just sounds like it's a giant science troll.
If I can get from here to somewhere in as short amount of time as possible, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I want to go to Australia, but I don't want to spend 24 hours on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care for that.
I have to agree with you there.
Oh, and actually, somebody on let's see, Google Plus actually posted what will lead to the alien movies in our universe. All that mining of asteroids.
Oh, that's right. That was pretty interesting. I forgot to mention that. That was the third thing that I had today.
James Cameron and Google executives, maybe an asteroid mining project.
Mm-hmm.
EVE Online is now coming to life.
or Mass Effect, depending on how you look at it. But
yeah. Well, as it was pointed out earlier today, yes, this is a theme that recurs in science fiction a lot. But EVE Online is the most popular and arduous. So
this is a mystery company with Google and James Cameron as a backer.
Yes.
Yep. Mystery company.
Create a new industry and a new definition of natural resources. I feel like we need some, like, ethereal music.
Is Cameron done with the ocean?
According to The Verge, space exploration company Planetary Resources. Seriously, this almost sounds like an ARG. Will be unveiled in a conference call on Tuesday, bloppity blah, blah, blah. The venture is backed by Google executives Larry Page and Eric Schmidt and James Cameron and politician Ross Perot's son, among others. I should have actually read this article because it actually now sounds like a troll.
No, it sounds like
it
something.
Will be a movie.
Spiders come up with.
You know what, guys? Concentrate on building a social network that works instead of trying to pull space dust out of space rocks. Thanks.
This sounds like, you know, Superman, Batman, and Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy decided to put together something.
Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy, and the Joker walk into a bar.
Group of people like James Cameron and Ross Perot's son. Okay. Is there something I'm missing here? Because
it's almost like one of those spam emails. Walt Disney's son, Walt Disney Jr. and Bill Gates are going to pay you money. Ignoring the fact there is no, in fact, Walt Disney Jr. All right, well, the YouTube guy is MIA, so 716RYU, you lost your chance.
Does he not have a question anymore? What happened?
Well, he's like, hey, guys, hey, may I ask a question? I'm like, go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Hello, Eric. Hello, Eric. Hello, Eric. Hello.
You have ring.
Welcome to the new public hangouts on Google Plus. So they rearranged the stuff last week, and now the hangout button is a little more prevalent. There's stuff there that you can see, and public hangouts are almost unbearable these days. And we're curious why this is. Why we get people in there from other countries who don't seem to grasp the concept of, hey, somebody's talking, let them finish, and then you go. So Eric did a little research.
It turns out that there are cultural norms. Here's a way that everybody can understand this. Like in like Japan and America, and probably most of the Western countries, we get like a 3-foot space. You know, stick your arm out, that's how far I want you to stand from me. Some countries, like I had a friend from Austria, and she would always stand like up in your face, and it's like, you need to, don't even do it on video. It's just not right. And, you know, they just stand too close. And that's just the way it is. You ever stand in line with a bunch of Europeans, the spacing is a lot closer together, and it's kind of weird. As is going to a water park with a lot of Europeans. We don't really do the Speedo thing here.
String emo.
Y'all, right. Y'all apparently do. Well, the same thing goes for conversation. And in conversation, English-speaking Canadians, Australians, New Zealanders, some Brits, Americans, we take pauses. In fact, we don't even like silence more than 4 seconds because it cheeves us up.
Awkward silence.
The the Japanese and other Asian countries, they have like this effect called halting, where somebody says something and then it's reflected upon by the participants in the conversation.
So you're saying that it's reflected upon.
Reflect, damn it.
I am. I'm reflecting.
Silently.
Silently. Wait.
And it, hold up, we're all stroking our faux beards. All right, so
this fucker's real.
and this can go on for like 40 seconds, but we can't handle that. We will like twitch.
No, yeah.
And in some countries, interrupting is totally the norm. This would be places like South America, the Mediterranean, particularly Italy and France, and the Middle East, and I think some parts of India too. I can't confirm that.
Interrupting is the norm?
The conversation just goes. I've spoken with French people, and they actually will fill up every space with an extended syllable. There is no stopping them. There is no break in conversation.
Hello, friends. Yes.
Right. So I was in a video chat with like 8 people, whatever, and we were talking about something like nonprofit news coverage or something. And I was in the middle of a sentence, and somebody walks in, and they have an Arabic name. And he was immediately like, hello, Eric. Hello, Eric. I have a question. Where are you from? I'm like, it's the most fascinating thing. But I ended up buying this one book that talks about cultural norms because now I'm obsessed with it. But yeah, it's like countries that they grab your hand. I think that's popular in Arab countries. They'll grab your hand. It's just like I'm putting my hand on your shoulder and like kind of guiding you. They'll just grab your hand like you'd hold your girlfriend or wife's hand or whatever. And
okay.
Somebody asked on YouTube, does that pausing and reflecting thing explain the long standoffs in anime?
It might. It might. I haven't watched anime in a long time.
Crazy colors behind you.
Speaking of which, I'm making a note for Legend of Korra, follow-up to The Last Airbender, but we'll do that when we're done here. So yeah, so that's what it is. It is totally normal.
It's more fascinating when you know that. When you don't, it's very irritating.
Well, so everybody turned into an accidental racist. In fact, me included in that. Because what would end up happening is, first of all, they'd come in and start talking, and you're like, shut up.
Who's they? Who's they again?
Anybody with an Arabic character name. Or if they spelled it out. So if it said Ahmed, A-H-M-E-D, and people just started blocking them, just hands down. So it's like, all right, we got to...
I don't think this is racist, but it seems like a lot of those countries have very poor technology when it comes to microphones.
No, but it's not even that. This is what bugs me about when people come into a hangout, and there's a time difference for one thing. So here it is. It's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning for me, 10, 11 o'clock for you guys because you're on the West Coast, and we're chilling. We're hanging with our buddies, and we're just BSing. And then somebody comes in, and there are 3 of them in the hangout, and they're all yapping, and they're talking to each other. They're not even talking to people in the hangout, and they're pointing at the camera, and they're talking about us, and we can't understand them. And we're like, shut your microphone off.
But that's a Western view. They probably don't think they're doing anything wrong. But they're probably just like showing up.
Don't they understand that they're talking, their noise is coming across, and they're being rude?
We've had that problem.
But they don't think of it as rude. That's the thing.
First, they don't think of it as rude. They probably don't realize. Like, for example, I rearranged some audio stuff here, and I have a nice surround sound system. I have that thing 1 notch above off, and that audio feeds right back into my microphone, and now I'm echoing all the time, and I know what I'm doing. So if somebody's got a laptop and a crappy webcam or mic or whatever, they're probably in that same position. And yes, there are many of them in a room. But I mean, I caught myself just seeing a guy with Arabic characters in his name. I'm like, yeah, I'm not even dealing with this today. This was prior to learning about this whole thing. So yeah, it was like I was becoming this like functional racist.
But then if you tell somebody from a different country to please mute their microphone if they're not actually talking to the group, are you considered rude to them?
That is like part 2 of the research.
We have to remember, even though Google is, for me, like literally like right down the street.
Yeah.
This whole thing is worldwide, and we can't be so Americentric that we forget that this is not our thing. Like, it's everybody's thing,
No, I understand that, but I just...
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm interrupting you like the
No, no, no. Hello, woman. Hello, woman.
No, all I'm saying is that how do people come into a public hangout with an open microphone, talk amongst themselves, 2, 3, 4 people in a window, and not realize that they're being rude to the other 8 or 9 people that are there that have to listen to it? And then you mute them, and they unmute themselves like, we don't want to hear this.
But that's probably what he's saying, that's not rude for them. That's
right. All right. So does that mean that you would have 8 or 9 people all doing the same thing to each other? Like
yes.
3 or 4 people in a hangout, and they're all yapping to each other, but not to the people in the hangout? That doesn't make any sense.
It's like if you had the women from The View on. They just talk over each other all the time.
Yeah.
That's the norm.
The women from The View are from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I realize it's a cultural thing, but it defies to me what would be common communication courtesy. That's an acronym.
But again, that's the thing that we.
That's
learned.
not our culture, though. It's like little things. I understand. We all hold the door open for somebody who's right behind us. That whole trailing courtesy thing. I'm sure there are countries in the world where that's just not even. You don't even do it. You know.
No, you're absolutely. I'm just saying that I can't understand. Even though I do understand it's a cultural thing, I get that. But I still can't wrap my head around the fact that people would just talk over each other and loud
because it's
and actually accomplish anything.
I would like to know if anybody out there, and you'll hear all the email addresses and stuff after the show, because it's also common to the Mediterranean and it's also common to South America. So like anybody from Italy and France, you speak English well enough to communicate with us, or if you've spent a substantial amount of time there, how is it talking? Is this just the way it is? You just got to sit there and let people mow you down.
I also, initially I thought this had to do with driving because we have courtesy with driving here. But now I think about it, it might be television. We grew up with television, and on television everybody talks one at a time, all the time. And maybe in some of these places they don't have television like this. I don't know. I don't really know. I could be completely wrong on this. But maybe
I know people.
I think just like daily life for some of these countries is just he who shouts loudest is recognized.
That may be possible. It's
the gentleman with 80 decibels has the floor.
It's not even that.
Well, also I feel bad too for the women that are in a chat, because some of them might just have a picture up, right? They don't want to be on camera or whatever. And every guy
who could you be talking about?
Oh,
anybody.
Any of them. And hello, they start screaming her name. Any female's name, and it's just like, okay, that's kind of.
And hello, you have Ring? No, we come to your country, hang out, and don't laugh. That actually happened.
Be my Russian bride.
I was there.
He who yells loudest gets the girl.
I was there. Do you have Ring?
80 decibels. Do I hear 88? 88 decibels. Do I hear?
And
90,
on that
90,
note,
92.
I would like to say.
And wait, now I will reflect.
Now I want to watch Storage Wars. Hey, here we go. 500,
reflecting.
500.
I like that show.
By the way, that does happen too when somebody comes in and they don't say anything. They just stare at the camera like,
oh, I got to do that someday with a horse.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello.
Hello, friends. Stop making noise. You're taking focus off me. Hello, YouTube.
Have you tried Seismic Desktop? Hello? Okay. If you would like to follow us on Twitter, Robot Underpants on Twitter. I'm Langley on Twitter.
I crumpled over you. You have to say it again.
Eric
What's
Rice
the email address?
on Twitter.
Wait, hold on. I have to interrupt everybody. What?
Hello? You can send us your I am Langley on Twitter. Eric, what do you do? What are you again?
Eric Rice.
Eric Rice on Twitter.
I have no ring.
Mike?
Star Mike on Twitter.
You can send us your hate email if you have something longer than 140 characters you'd like to let us know about.
No, send it to Mike.
Yes,
send it to Star Mike. You can send it to robotunderpants42@gmail.com. There's an off chance we might read it. And other things, if you're looking for something to do in between now and next Wednesday, you can check out a whole bunch of Starman's shows, including, but not limited to,
This Week in Track, which we didn't do this week because we just couldn't get our schedules together.
Nice.
That's weekly. The Infinite Loop Show, that's about Apple and Macintosh. That's weekly.
Larry King Live.
Sith Heads, which is about Star Wars Old Republic. That's weekly. You're doing that tomorrow. And World of Warcast, which isn't weekly. And I don't know when we're going to do another one because we can't get our schedules together.
Lovely.
And more stuff coming. I'm waiting on this damn domain to expire. Come on already. Redemption period.
Didn't Bob Marley do a song about that? Okay.
No redemption, no
Rice
cry.
No, that's not. Eric Rice, you've got anything to pimp here?
I have nothing, but hello to everybody from the NAB conference that's going on in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye, David.